This AGM is being held through video conferencing facility and other audio-visual means in accordance with the circular issued by Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. I hope you all are keeping well and safe. Before moving on, let me take the permission of our Chairman and Managing Director to announce the quorum and start the proceedings of this AGM.
I direct the Company Secretary to announce the presence of quorum.
Based on the record available, the requisite quorum being present, Chairman Sir, may we start the proceedings of the AGM?
Yes, please, and also give general instruction to the members to participate via AGM.
Yeah, before moving on, now I request Mr. Babu Thomas, Chief Human Resource Officer, to give introduction of our Board of Directors and Senior Management Team. Over to Mr. Babu Thomas, please.
Thank you, Mr. Jayesh Patel. To begin with, Dr. Vikram Shah, our Founder, Chairman and Managing Director. Dr. Vikram Shah, sir. Next to Mr. Tej Malhotra, who is an independent director of our esteemed board. Mr. Tej Malhotra. Next, Mr. Umesh Menon, who is an independent director and chairperson of Audit Committee and Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Mr. Umesh Menon. Next, Mrs. Sujana Shah, who is an independent director and chairperson of Corporate Social Responsibility Committee. Mrs. Sujana Shah. Next, Mr. Shamal Joshi, who is a non-executive director and chairperson of Stakeholder Relationship Committee. Mr. Shamal Joshi. Next, Mr. Ashok Bhatia, who is a non-executive director of our esteemed board.
Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Namaste. Next, Mr. Prahlad Inani, who is our Chief Financial Officer. Mr. Prahlad Inani.
Namaste.
Namaste, sir. Next, Mr. Shanay Shah, who is our President. Mr. Shanay Shah.
Good afternoon and namaste.
Next, Mr. Murari Rajan, who is the Principal Advisor to our CMD. Mr. Murari Rajan.
Namaste. Good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. Namaste. Next, Dr. Nishida Shukla, who is our Group Operating Officer. Dr. Nishida Shukla. And myself, Babu Thomas, Chief Human Resource Officer of the company. Thank you. Over to Mr. Jayesh Patel. Mr. Jayesh.
Thank you, sir. Let me give general instruction to our shareholders for their ease of participation in this AGM. As the AGM is being held through VC in accordance with the circular issued by MC and SEBI, the facility to participate in this AGM is available to the members on first-come, first basis. The statutory auditors and secretary auditors have also joined this meeting. The company has also provided webcast facility of this AGM to view the proceedings of the AGM, which is available on company's website and also available on YouTube channel of the company. Register of directors and key managerial personnel and their shareholding, register of contracts along with other documents are open for inspection during the proceedings of the AGM. As the AGM being held through VC, the provision of appointment of the proxy is not available, and accordingly, the proxy register is not available for e-inspection to the member. Your company has provided remote e-voting facility to the members to cast their vote through e-voting facility provided by NSDL in accordance with the provisions of Companies Act and SEBI regulations. The remote e-voting facility remain open for 4 days starting from 10 September to 13 September 2020. The e-voting facility shall also be available to the shareholders who join this meeting through VC to exercise their vote during the proceedings of the meeting and will remain open for 15 minutes after the conclusion of this AGM. As mentioned in the notice of the AGM, members have been given an opportunity to register as a speaker to ask their question in the AGM. Members who have registered their questions in advance will be given priority. We have received requests from 4 members to register as speaker in the AGM. Members will be asked to speak in the AGM once the chairman opens the floor for Q&A. The speaker is requested to quote their name and demat account number before they start their questions. Chairman will respond to the questions of the member consolidated at the end of the session. Now I request our Chairman and Managing Director, Dr. Vikram Shah, to address the shareholders.
Dear friends, good afternoon to everyone and very warm welcome to 16th Annual General Meeting of Shelby Limited. On behalf of Board of Directors, I thank all the shareholders who have joined today in the meeting. We are hosting the AGM for the first time in a virtual mode because of the given circumstances of pandemic. I do hope you and your dear ones are managing well through this difficult time and keeping yourself safe. During the fiscal year 1920, we continued our pursuit of providing high quality, cost-effective healthcare services through our network of multi-speciality hospitals. The current outbreak of COVID-19 health pandemic has only served to highlight the importance of the nation investing in adequate and effective healthcare infrastructure, which can serve the citizens. At Shelby, we are humbled to be a part of healthcare industry, which is directly treating and critically being effective for the lives of so many. We have treated thousands of patients up till now on OPD and indoor basis. As the COVID-19 pandemic painfully endures across India, there is no denying that the pandemic has also transformed the dynamics of the health industry. The COVID-19 outbreak has compelled us to think out of the box in order to expand our services, but at the same time to continue with our core business with the aim of serving our patients and creating value for our shareholders. An example of this is rolling out our tele-video consultancy services at the beginning of the lockdown, which received an overwhelming positive response from our patients. We have also launched COVID-19 isolation home care packages by which mildly affected patients can be treated within comfort and safety of their own homes. As far as hospital services are concerned, we have started treating COVID-19 patients at our all hospitals except at SGH Shelby. Although there was a decline in bed occupancies toward the end of the fiscal year and first quarter FY 2021 due to COVID-19. Now, I'm happy to say that the situation is normalizing very well. Occupancies are increasing substantially. July, August was 423 and 436 respectively. And now, as the September is going, it is even getting better and better. Reflecting on your company's performance during 2020, overall revenues were 5042 million as compared with 40706 million previous year. Nearly 7% year-on-year growth, and profit before tax for the year was 567 million compared to 504 million in the previous year. Both inpatient and outpatient counts recorded a substantial increase year-over-year, reflecting our unwavering patient-focused approach. The growing brand trust for our services was also evident in fact that we performed over 19,835 surgeries during the year. The support from our management team has been outstanding on many fronts, including senior leadership opting for voluntarily salary reduction. Dr. Darshini Shah, Director of Dental and Cosmetic Implantology, and myself have decided not to take any fee for any services for the entire year from April to March 2021. Our CFO, Prahlad Rai Ilani, will later discuss the company's financial performance in detail. From day one, Shelby has been and still is in forefront of innovation. With this mindset, we have recently launched multiple new growth initiatives during the year. Number one, we are expanding our orthopedic footprint in India through franchisee model, which will require minimum capital expenditure, which will in turn on long run create a lot of value for our shareholders. We also introduced Shelby Care Card for catering patients who do not have insurance and they shy out from getting admitted from the corporate hospital, so that we are able to create a larger pool of patients for our company. We have started Shelby Home Care program since few months at our all units, and it is getting very encouraging response. In order to simplify organization structure, we have acquired 100% of Slaney from Zodiac Mediclip Limited, which is a promoter-owned company, for cash consideration of 11 million rupees. Slaney, as you may recall, is engaged in supply of certain pharmaceutical products, medical devices, surgical consumables, rehabilitation products, and disposables. This acquisition will create synergistic growth opportunity for the company. We have also acquired remaining 5% of Griffin for cash consideration of 1.04 million through our own subsidiary. Shelby International to further simplify organizational structure. Please note that there will not be any significant material impact of this transaction on Shelby Limited's financials, but now on, all the procurements will be done through 100% subsidiary of Shelby, as there will be no related party transaction with promoter entities. Our focus on 3 new growth initiatives was driven by our 3 core strategic pillars of professionalism, robust governance, and timely services. Mr. Murari Rajan will present these new initiatives in more detail later during the meeting. We believe a critical component of our future growth is our senior management team, best-in-class doctors and healthcare experts. I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank them, along with our paramedics and hospital staff, for their understanding, professionalism, and commitment, particularly during the course of last few months. Shelby's focus is to attract and retain top medical professionals with our excellent industry reputation and provide superior facilities with advanced technology and equipment. A balanced integration of digital technology and skilled human resources is essential for the success of a dynamic healthcare business landscape. All our employees have access to our newly launched e-learning initiative to enhance the knowledge base through the series of video modules, namely Shelby's Life Lesson and Shelby's Management Lesson. We have also introduced a cloud-based human resource management system, which has significantly eased HR processes, making processes more efficient, particularly from time perspective. Our relentless drive for process automation to enhance employee and business efficiency continues to create additional value across our network of 4,000 plus employees. Our efforts to deliver best-in-class healthcare and advanced patient centricity services have been recognized by industry, and we have received numerous awards and accolades for our efforts. I am honored to inform the shareholders of the Shelby Limited that the company has received the Best Hospital for Patient Care, Western India from PT Healthcare, Company of the Year Award by Zee Business, Medical Value Travel Specialist Award by Healthcare India 2019 Summit, amongst many awards we received last year. Our vision to create an overall positive impact on society goes beyond business through our corporate social responsibility activities, where we have been contributing back to various sections of society. The examples include regularly conducting primary and preventive health checkup programs, medical camps, supporting employment, enhancing vocational skill development programs. Last year, we allocated 30 million rupees to aid towards setting up vocational training and educational institutes in South Gujarat. Before I conclude, I would like to highlight that the healthcare industry is evolving, rapidly growing with a growing private partnership participation, plus medical tourism, home care services, growing middle class income, and easy availability and accessibility of medical insurance, all which are creating new avenues for the growth. Your company, Shelby Limited, with the chain of multi-speciality hospital and capacity of over 2,000 beds, is well positioned to capitalize on new growth opportunities. We are committed to implementing our long-term strategic growth plans in coming years and look forward to maximizing value of all shareholders. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Inani, to present audited financials for financial year 2020. Over to Mr. Inani.
Thank you, Mr. Jayesh, and good afternoon to everyone. I will present the company's performance for fiscal year 2019-20. I will cover the operational and financial highlights of the year. The company posted robust growth in operational metrics during the year. Total patients registered a growth of 10.3% year-on-year. Of this, around 39,000 were inpatient, which saw growth of 7.5% year-on-year, and 326,000 were outpatient, which grew 9.9% year-on-year. Our daycare patient increased by 20.6% year-on-year. During the year, a total of 19,835 surgeries were conducted in group hospitals. The increasing number of patients across all care formats is a reflection of Shelby's strong brand recognition and acceptance among customers. In FY20, number of beds occupied increased by 8.9% year-on-year to 450 against 413 in FY19. Adjusted occupancy rate was 38% against 34% in FY19. It should be noted that in the last quarter of fiscal year, occupancies declined due to COVID-19 and lockdown and impacting the overall performance. Average length of stay, excluding daycare, for the year was 4.22 days, a marginal increase from 4.15 days in FY19. Now I will move to financial performance of the company. In FY20, company's consolidated revenue stood at rupees 5,042 million, registered a growth of 6.9% year-on-year. There was decline in surgeries in March 2020 due to COVID-19, which moderated the revenue growth. Our revenue mix by specialty remains similar to FY19 with no major changes. If we look at the segment results from hospital perspective, mature hospitals contributed 47% of revenue compared to 51% in FY19. 4 to 6 years hospital contributed 21% compared to 22% in FY19. 2 to 4 years hospitals contributed 28% compared to 25% in FY19, and less than 2 years hospital contributed 4% compared to 2% in FY19 of total revenue. EBITDA for the year was rupees 991 million with margin of 19.7% and growth of 8.1% year on year. Despite slower growth in revenue, there was a higher growth in EBITDA and margins. This was achieved with the multiple initiatives taken during the year, such as centralized procurement of medical consumables, reduction of fixed doctor costs, and gradual ramp-up of bed capacities. Profit before tax stood at rupees 567 million with margin of 11.3% and growth of 12.6% year on year. In FY20, we have paid rupees 107 million tax as per MAT, and profit after tax was rupees 276 million, a decline compared to rupees 317 million in FY19. But it should be noted that it was primarily due to accounting treatment of tax for the year. In light of company's full year performance, Board of Directors have announced 5% dividend on face value of rupees 10 each for shareholders. Company continues to generate strong cash flow from operations. Rupees 553 million were generated from operations in FY20. We also made repayment of rupees 150 million worth of loan and interest. We have a well-capitalized balance sheet to support future strategic initiatives, investments, and our positive net cash position helps in navigating through challenging times. We have remained net debt-free, and at end of FY20, we have net cash of rupees 399 million against rupees 154 million in FY19. Now I would like to discuss hospital-wise performance of the company. We achieved faster break-even cost within 4 to 5 years of launching a new hospital compared to the industry standard of 5 to 7 years, and it is clearly visible that our hospitals generate positive EBITDA margin within 3 years of its operations. To support the next phase of growth, we are focusing on regions with high ARPOB potential and roll out a franchising model for business expansion, which will fuel growth in the coming years. Each hospital group makes a positive contribution at the Shelby level. EBITDA margin for mature hospital was 31%. 4 to 6 years hospital had EBITDA margin of 12%, and 2 to 4 years hospital had EBITDA margin of 16%. Our corporate costs, which comprises of employees, advertisement, CSR expenses, taxes, and professional fee, was 4.7% of total revenue. Shelby has a strong operational efficiencies, and the strength of our business model can be gauged from the fact that even at a bed occupancy of 30%, we are able to operate profitably at EBITDA and EBITDA level. It is also important to note that the hospital margin profile depends on the region and ARPOB, and therefore every hospital has a different margin profile. It would not be fair to compare lower ARPOB region hospital margins with high ARPOB region hospitals. Our 3 hospitals at Jaipur, Surat, and Naroda have been operational for less than 5 years and currently ramping up. all three hospitals have been contributing to the bottom line. On the cost front, there are numerous cost optimization initiatives implemented by the company with an aim to improve profitability. Optimization of doctor costs, where rather than fixed component, doctors are paid fee for service offered, centralized sourcing of medical instruments, devices, and other consumables across company, fully owned or franchise model on revenue sharing, avoiding incurring fixed rentals and or security deposits. Optimal use of real estate at the time of development, resulting in lower capex and opex per bed. In conclusion, I would like to highlight that we as a company have consistently focused on growing our business and creating long-term value for all our stakeholders. Company has fostered robust growth operationally and financially. Patient footfall, both inpatient and outpatients, bed occupied, occupancy rate, and ARPO has increased over time, and we have also recorded revenue growth, improved operational profitability on year-on-year basis. The next leg of growth will be supported by diversification towards multi-specialty, international tie-ups, and expansion into new geographies through franchise model coupled with higher occupancy levels across Shelby Group of hospitals. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Mr. Murari to present business strategy and growth plan of the company. Over to Mr. Murari.
Thank you, Jayesh. Good afternoon, everybody. Over the years, we have successfully built our hospital portfolio by allocating capital selectively and operating efficiently. During this period, we have also diversified from arthroplasty into a more specialty-based offering, which has positioned us well to drive higher organic growth. These factors have translated into strong EBITDA margins. To drive growth and profitability, Shalby has undertaken 3 new strategic initiatives. Franchise hospital rollout, which is asset light and will increase our speed to market. Home care services, where we are providing a selection of home care services to our patients and plan to broaden our offerings. Care card, which is in line with our philosophy of providing affordable yet quality healthcare facilities to everyone. I will be discussing these 3 initiatives in detail in the coming slides. As you're aware, Shalby has and still is at the forefront of innovation. Over the years, Shalby has developed a successful culture of innovation, and many of its products have transformed the industry. Some examples of these include Zero Technique. The innovative Zero Technique has reduced surgical time for total knee replacement from hours to 8 to 10 minutes. OS Needle. Shalby invented OS Needle, which passes through the bone and is now used by orthopedic doctors all over. Medical tourism in Gujarat. Having won the coveted Medical Tourism Award in 2016, 17, and 18 by the Gujarat Tourism Department, we have played an important role in transforming India and Gujarat into a preferred medical tourism destination. Catering to modern healthcare needs. We have defined the concept of modern healthcare by establishing a chain of multi-specialty hospitals in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities of India, where many were deprived of such facilities for decades. Franchise model. The patient dynamics across key areas within orthopedics point towards high growth opportunities. Shalby's core focus on arthroplasty positions us well within the areas of trauma, joints, and spine. These account for the largest share of orthopedic activity. The key industry drivers for these include underpenetrated markets and increased life expectancy for arthroplasty, increasing vehicle traffic and better affordability for trauma, and sedentary lifestyles resulting in the need for spine treatment. With these factors in mind, Shalby's franchise strategy is based on the trend for localization of hospital treatment and simplification of surgeries within orthopedics. During the 90s, patients traveled to metro cities to get treated for complicated orthopedic surgeries, and surgery time would be close to a couple of hours with average length of stay of nearly 2 weeks. Now, every crucial orthopedic treatment is available in the nearest cities, and the surgery time has been reduced to 20 minutes with average length of stay of only 3 days. Shalby has developed and is now ready to roll out its franchise model, which is capital light and fully leverages our expertise and brand name. Under the franchise model, all franchisees are to be branded as Shalby, and we will bring best-in-class processes and systems to each hospital. Franchise hospitals will be located in key catchment areas and will have up to 50 beds. The focus will be on orthopedics as a specialty, and Shalby brand will not only drive patient footfall, but also attract highly talented doctors. The franchisee remains responsible for all aspects of CapEx and OpEx. We are carefully evaluating opportunities and have identified 2 priority cities to launch this initiative. In summary, the franchise model will drive our future growth from an asset-light platform whilst leveraging the trusted brand that has been built up over the years. Home care. The home care industry is expected to grow significantly, and Shalby is well positioned to cater to this trend. Some interesting market statistics include that in India has the 2nd largest geriatric population, 87.6 million people, and hence there is a greater need for home care services. 1.7 million new cancer cases every year and 0.8 million deaths every year suggest that life cycle diseases and non-communicable disease will contribute towards increased home care demand. The healthcare dynamics in India all point towards a high need for affordable medical services at home. Shalby has experience and is well prepared to address this opportunity. At present, there are many opportunities to capitalize on. The primary focus right now is on COVID-19 packages and diagnostic services. At present, Shalby is offering COVID-19 home care packages, nursing, including critical care services, attendant, physiotherapy, and pathology services, medical equipment rentals, pharmacy at home, and home visits by doctors. Going forward, we will also be providing ICU setup at home, chronic disease management and rehabilitation, personalized and technology-enabled integrated services. Care card. At present, there is a gap in the market for patients who do not have Mediclaim and insurance. Based on the philosophy of Dr. Vikram Shah that no patient should be deprived of good health, we have created the care card for patients who do not have Mediclaim or insurance, who wish to avail inpatient discounts, which is rare in the industry, and those who wish to reduce out-of-pocket expenses. The overall objective of the care card is to promote health awareness, and healthcare services across India. This project will lead to increased patient stickiness, a single loyalty card program with 2 variants, which will be accepted at all Shalby hospitals, constructive mechanism to promote health awareness, effective tool to increase new inpatient and outpatient count. This will create brand loyalty and is synergistic with our core business. Positive feedback has been received on the initial stage of the rollout of the cards. We will provide 2 levels of service to accommodate different patient requirements. Silver Care Card will be available for a yearly membership fee of 2,500 rupees with complimentary health checkups worth rupees 2,500. Under OPD services, we will provide a discount of 20% on consultations and 10% on lab diagnostics, 10% discounts on OP pharmacy, and 15% on inpatient services. Gold Care Card will be available for a yearly membership fee of rupees 5,000 with complimentary health checkups worth rupees 5,000. Under OPD services, we will provide a discount of 20% on consultations and 10% on lab and diagnostics, 10% discount on OP pharmacy, and 25% on inpatient services. Additionally, a super specialty surgery discount of 15% on service charges will be provided. To summarize, Shalby is focused on providing high quality and cost-effective healthcare services. Our growing number of multi-specialty hospitals, along with our new strategic initiatives, are changing the paradigm of the healthcare industry. By keeping both capital investments and operating expenses low without compromising on quality, we have struck a resounding balance between the humane aspects of healthcare and the commercial elements of the business. Our medium to long-term growth expectations continue to be supported by strong industry fundamentals, high incidence of non-communicable diseases, higher levels of insurance penetration, and increasing levels of awareness of the benefits of good health and well-being are expected to drive double-digit growth rates for healthcare services delivery over the next decade. Through our strategic investments and focused efforts, we will work to be the trusted provider of choice for doctors and patients and a very positive contributor to the industry. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now the floor is open for Q&A. The speaker is requested to quote their name and demand account number before they start their questions. Moderator, please unmute Mr. Virendra Chauhan. Moderator, please.
Respected Chairman, sir, good afternoon. I am Virendra Chauhan and thank you very much for registering me as a speaker shareholder for 16th AGM of Shalby Limited. I am a shareholder of your company and my DP ID and client ID is 120-323-0001-920925. I would like to know how the group's occupancy has been impacted in such a turbulent times. Also, can you please share economics of COVID-19 treatment in terms of ARPOB and margin? Thank you once again in advance.
Thank you, Mr. Chauhan. COVID-19 has impacted our first quarter of this year badly, which we published just few days back. You must have seen the result. Having said this, now things have been different since last 2 months, and the occupancy level have become nearly normal in last 2 months, and this month actually it is more than 50% more than similar time last year. So occupancy levels have come back to normal this quarter, and we expect it to grow even more as the COVID-19 is spreading more and more faster and deeper in towns and villages. And as far as ARPOB is concerned, though the ARPOB is comparatively little lesser than what we get in surgeries, having said this, it is making the volumes are making up for the margins of surgery. So we should be doing fine.
Next, moderator, please unmute Mr. Himanshu Mathur. Please, moderator, please unmute Mr. Himanshu Mathur.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, sir, and all other esteemed members of the board and all the members present in the forum right now. I am Himanshu Mathur, and I'm a shareholder of the company with DMAT account number as 1301240001634302. First of all, Chairman, sir, I would like to start with this fervent hope that you and all your team at Shelby are keeping safe in these times of pandemic. And also let me congratulate you for the fantastic annual report of the financial year 2019. I had one query which I would like you to throw some light upon. I wanted to know, sir, do you see arthroplasty or other orthopedic surgeries, the number of them increasing and returning to their previous levels in the next quarter, especially as the COVID cases are rising substantially? Thank you, sir.
Yes, you are absolutely right that the COVID cases are rising, and when the COVID cases are rising, the code surgeries or the planned surgeries take a back seat. If you see the first quarter, the surgeries went down to 10%, the planned surgeries. Now it is picking up, it has gone to nearly 25-30%. And by beginning of third quarter, we should be getting a 50 to 60% of volume. And more planned OPD and planned surgeries are getting planned. As far as orthopedic surgery is concerned, as far as cardiology and cancer surgeries are concerned, we are almost back to normal now because of fear of patients for heart and cancer is little more than orthopedic surgery. So we are getting faster response in cardiology as well as in cancer, but for orthopedic like spine, arthroscopy, sports injury, or for joint replacement, it is taking little time, but it has almost doubled this month than the last month. So we are on the way of recovery.
Thank you. Next, moderator, please unmute Mr. Ashish Modi.
Respected Dr. Vikram sir, good afternoon to all the directors, KMPS and other shareholders. I am Ashish Modi. I am shareholder of your company. My DP ID is 12010090007723567. Sir, I have one question, sir. Can you please share the latest developments in the upcoming units?
Yes, definitely. There are two units which are upcoming. One is Bombay Santa Cruz unit, where the plants are in passing, but because of COVID, since last 6 months, it is stuck in the passing only. So, which is going to take little time, and it will take at least 2 to 3 years to come up once the plan is passed. As far as Nashik is concerned, the general structure is ready, but it will take 1 year to furnish it and finish it fully and equip it. So by next year, this time or Diwali, we will be able to start Nashik unit.
Thank you. Dear moderator, please unmute Mr. Chintan Patel. Moderator, please.
Yes.
Chintan Patel.
Respected sirs, very good afternoon to you and all your team. I am Chintan Patel. I am holding the shares of your company. My DPID is 12010900065444586. I have a small questions. Like, could you please elaborate which are the units given for the COVID-19 treatment? And also, can you please say how many beds are being allocated for the treatment of COVID-19 patients? Thank you, sir.
Well, we have 11 units working all over India from Mohali to Vapi and from Jabalpur to Ahmedabad. Out of 11, 10 units are given for COVID treatment, but that doesn't mean that they are treating only COVID patients. They are doing cancer treatment, orthopedic treatment, cardiology treatment, all other treatments are also going on simultaneously. Nearly 50% of the beds of these hospitals are given for COVID treatment. And lucky enough, as our occupancy levels were low, this is going to help us in ramping up so fast in revenue as well as in numbers very well. Compared to other hospitals where they were already running at 70 or 80% of occupancy, any extra load which other hospitals are not able to take, which we are able to take and generate revenues for our shareholders. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I hand over to the chairman for further proceeding with the AGM.
As I am interested in agenda number 4, which relates to my reappointment as a CMD for 5 years, I entrust the conduct of proceedings of the meeting in respect of agenda number 4 to Mr. Shyamal Joshi. I direct our company secretary to read the notice and resolution proposed.
Thank you. Since the auditor's report on the audited financial statement for the financial year 2020 does not have any qualification, observation, or comment, which I take them as read. Since the second audit report for the financial year 2020 does not have any qualification, observation, or comment, which I take them as read. Now I am moving on the proposed resolution as set out in the notice of the AGM. First 3 items of business are ordinary business and balance 3 items are special business. First item of business is in the form of ordinary resolution for the adoption of audited standalone and consolidated financial statements for financial year 2020 together with the report of the Board of Directors and auditors thereof. Second item of business is in the form of ordinary resolution for the declaration of dividend of rupees 50 paisa per equity share for the financial year 2020. Third item of business is in the form of ordinary resolution for the appointment of Mr. Shyamal Joshi, a director retired by rotation. Fourth item of business is in the form of ordinary resolution for the reappointment of Dr. Vikram Shah as chairman and managing director for further period of 5 years. Fifth item of business is in the form of ordinary resolution to ratify the remuneration payable to post auditors of the company for financial year 2021. Sixth and last item of business is in the form of ordinary resolution for the fixation of fees for delivery of documents to a particular mode as may be requested by the member. The explanatory statement annexed with the notice of the AGM has set out the full facts, objectives, and implications of the proposed resolution, and it is therefore not required to repeat here. The proposed resolutions, dear member, with your consent, I take them as read. Now I hand over to the chairman for further proceedings and concluding remarks.
I request your shareholders who are attending this e-AGM through VC and who have not voted yet to cast their votes on resolution by using e-voting facility provided by NSDL. The facility is available for 15 minutes after the conclusion of AGM. The consolidated results of e-voting will be announced within 48 hours of conclusion of AGM through stock exchanges, and same will be also available on company's website and on the website of NSDL. Now I conclude the proceedings of 16th AGM here. Thank you very much, all of you, shareholders and the board of directors, and others who have spent the time attending the AGM. Be safe and take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.